Hello, welcome to 5 Minutes with FZUK UK as the world changes. "2022 is, to say the least, a rocky year for all of us. High inflation, soaring manufacturing costs, high energy prices, and of course, COVID. So is it possible for a business to succeed, to survive, and to give customers what they need? Well, FZUK UK say it is. So how? With me now, Chief Executive Simon Hyde, Commercial Director Stuart Gregory, and Supply Chain Manager Alan Williams. And our 5 minutes together starts now. Simon, basic problem is that no business can continue as it is in this sort of uncertainty, can it?
Oh, on the contrary, I think if you have the ability to hit the reset button, and like I think the saying goes, if you always do what you always do, you're always going to get what you always get. And I think at FZUK we took a very different approach and decided to hit that reset button. COVID was tremendously difficult for us, but we came out with great success, with a good order book, good profits.
So your thought is it's a time to rethink how you do it, and then plan to succeed, or basically plan to survive?
Plan to succeed and grow. I think the elements to survival, you're limited then and you're exposed, but I think the plan is very much towards growth and prosperity, using technology in the environment in which we're living in.
And working with, Stuart, you lead the team that works very much with customers who are, you hope, going to be buying things. So working with customers, good business relationships.
Absolutely. I think not just FZUK UK, but everybody has to adapt accordingly. The world's a different place now. Costs have gone up significantly on all components, especially steel, 70% rise in steel. So you have to adapt accordingly. And I think if you explain this to customers properly and you're open and honest with them, they understand. If you try to cut corners, it's a short-term fix.
Yeah, because you've had to see price rises like a lot of people have had to deal with price rises. Isn't that difficult when you're dealing a lot, for example, with local authorities who've got tight budgetary constraints?
It is very difficult, but going back to what Simon said there, is that pressing the reset button is the correct way to go and to adapt. It's not all about just the actual capex price. This is the beginning of a 7-10 year journey. So you have to look at that, not just the initial outlay.
But when the Institute for Government says local authorities have got something like 16% less to spend, that must be hard for your people out there to push, presumably, what you're wanting to talk to them about, which is quality, which is customer service.
Absolutely. And we're not going to divert from the quality and the good service levels that our customers have known for generations. That's going to stay. We're not going to cut any corners.
Alan, I'll come to you in a second, but Simon, I can feel you're understanding the pain that some customers feel on that.
Oh, absolutely. They've got no money. And that's why I think this creative thinking, use innovation technology at FZUK, and indeed our country, has to use this opportunity to use different technology, different innovations. We're entering into the decarbonisation zone, and it's a fantastic opportunity for our clients and indeed the country and local authorities have just got to think differently with collaboration.
Okay, Alan, you deal with the supply chain. You deal with what's coming in, what you need, and so on. That's got to be a bit of a headache right now.
It's difficult times, but it's something that we're managing and we're adapting to. We have good discussions with our customers as well as our suppliers. We like to understand what their ongoing requirements for on a long-term basis. So it's not just short-term that we're looking at. We're planning years in advance, and we're giving that information to our factory so they can plan years in advance as well.
I was going to say, I suppose one of the advantages you've got, you deal with third-party suppliers, but you also, a lot of suppliers are within your group.
That's
right.
So
you do have some control over it.
Our main suppliers are our own group, and we can have frank and open discussions with them and be able to plan what we want to do, not just this year and next year, but many years into the future. So we have those long-term discussions.
Does that planning make 2022 predictable?
It's not entirely predictable, but you can manage it and you can use the best of your knowledge and ability to mitigate a lot of these circumstances, so you can plan in advance and make sure that we can still deliver the products to our customer in a timely manner, and also give extra value for money to make sure that everything, the vehicles are on the road and there's no downtime because of we're not cutting corners. It's a good product we're supplying, and it's value for money for them, long-term value for money.
And talking to the customers. Stuart, yeah, you're nodding on that one. That
Absolutely.
Transparency, gaining that understanding has got to be key.
Absolutely. Any business, our business especially, is built on relationships. If the customer understands the pressures we're under and what we're doing to manage those pressures and how we're going to support them, then for me, that's a successful way of going forward.
Okay, we're in the final minute. Simon, 40 seconds to go. Sum up if you can. I mean, 2021's been a nightmare. 2022, what is the key for any company for, well, I was going to say survival, but actually success?
I think, you've got to address what's ahead of you and really understand what's ahead of you in terms of the business situation, the climate, the pressures that the customers are under. But I think if you use those strengthened relationships that Stuart's referenced to and use data, it's all got to be evidence-based, and use the technology and innovation and creative thinking to work with the clients to deliver the service of picking Mrs. Biggins's bin up.
So optimistic for 22?
Oh, hugely. Absolutely, without question.
Fantastic. Well, Simon, Stuart, Alan, thank you very much indeed. And from FZUK UK, thank you very much for watching.